Hi guys and girls, I'm Obsidian Ant and I'm back here with another look at Elite Dangerous. Yesterday in my 3301 video I reported about the smuggling run out of Sothis where it was given very high payouts for players. Just as the video went live, or a few hours actually before that video went live, Frontier hit that smuggling run very hard with the nerf bat, reducing down dramatically the amount of money that those missions actually pay out, on top of the fact that the missions no longer spawn very often at all on the bulletin board. Now, it could be convincingly argued that those missions were paying out too much at any rate. People shouldn't really be getting to Elite in trade rank in 3 days, and shouldn't be buying an Anaconda in 1 or 2 days anyway, so there is that. Now, there is another way to make some money, obviously not the amount that we had previously, but you can still make good money on these long distance runs. And what it is you've got to do the transportation missions. As you can see here, I'm picking up a bunch of transportation missions, and if you look closely you can see that all of these go to the same destination, not only the same system but the exact same station, in this case Moray Port. So that too is roughly 1 million credits now, just slightly short of 1 million credits. We got another one here which is going to push us up to just over 1.5 million credits, and let's keep going. That takes us up to around about 1.8 million, and it looks like there might be 1 or 2 more after this. Yeah, 1 more. So all of these take us to the same destination. They're quite high payout, relatively high payout anyway, because this station is around about 150 light years from the edge of all the other inhabited systems. And obviously the further out you travel, the more you will get paid. So chances are if you do this mission in Sothis, you'll get paid a lot more still. Again, maybe not the 6 to 9 million that it was paying out previously, but the fact is that these missions do stack. I spent 10 minutes there, as you just saw, and I picked up a smuggling mission as well, and then waited for the 10-minute tick to go over so I could collect all these transport missions. So I'm going to take these goods to their destination now, and we can see how much money I end up with and roughly how long it actually takes to do that. So the in-game time when I left the station just now was 9:46. This is around about 10 to 12 minutes later. It was quite a few jumps to here, but not too many in this ship. And one thing I do want to make clear is that I'm not doing this in any rush. In between some of the jumps I have been taking time out and stepping away from the computer a bit. When I recorded this footage I didn't intend it to be purely a guide to how long these missions would take. So when we get to the end we can shave off a little bit of time, and I'll let you know roughly how much we need to actually shave off. So here we are, 6 transport missions. We can give all these in, and I had 7.77 million to start with, so we can see what we end up with at the end of this particular run. Now I could have also stayed longer back at the other station and collected a whole bunch more missions. I've got 70 units of cargo space in this Aspen, only picked up around about 35 tons worth of goods, so I could have done twice the amount I've actually done here, but I didn't want to be at this too long. This is just for me to see if this actually works, and if it does work, just to show you that fact. Alright, I don't know if you can actually hear any knocking in the background. We have got some workmen here working out back, and they keep banging with their hammers every so often. I don't think it's that loud, but you may hear some faint tapping now and then, so if so, that's what it is. So here we've got the smuggling run. I'm going to plot the route to there, and we'll drop these guys off. These poor little slaves here, probably at an outpost, as they always seem to be going to outposts on these missions for some reason. Yep, it is. And then we will see how that goes. So that's 800,000, nearly 1 million, just for a couple of jumps there. And some very quick editing there. I'm straight at Polonsky Hub already. A little bit of teleporting almost. So as you can see on the time there, it took just under 8 minutes or so to get out here. Again, you can shave a little bit off for me not focusing 100% on getting here in speed, as well as delaying a little bit at the station before I actually left. So we're not doing too bad for time at the moment, and just having a quick look at seeing what that mission is about there. So we're doing alright on money, and here we are at Blenkin. Blenkin. 'Sop Hub. That's a nice good name. 'Sop Hub. 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 'Sop And there we go. So we're now at nearly 11.3 million. So that's roughly 3.5 million credits. And if we look at the time, it's 10:15. I was in the original station at 9:35, so that is 40 minutes, and we can shave off about 10 to 15 minutes for me not doing this in an optimal or efficient way. So I suspect you can now make, or you can still make, even with the nerf, around about 3 million every half hour if you can collect the right missions. Which I personally don't think is too bad at all, and it's certainly a bit better balanced than what we had previously. And of course you've still got all the interdictions to contend with here, as even if you're not smuggling, you will still get pirates trying to take the goods away from you. And just to show you that it wasn't a fluke, here I am back at New Horizons again, showing you that the missions are still spawning at the same stations again, or the same destinations rather. Now I do want to quickly point out that I was in a little bit of two minds as to whether I make this video, because some people tend to fly off the handle, shall we say, a little bit when money's possible to make in this sort of way. But I personally don't see anything that wrong with it. It's certainly not a case of making 20 million credits an hour anymore. And for me at least, I find this fun and quite interesting. It is a little bit of a challenge at times, because obviously you still can get interdicted. So if you miss those smuggling runs, you can give transportation missions a try. You don't actually have to come to this station I'm using here, but basically the further away you go, the more you will get rewarded for the missions. And there are a few systems out further away than this one I'm at now. You just need to take a look at the galaxy map and see what you can work out. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys and girls next time. There are literally billions of stars within the galaxy, but only a few of them have stations as close neighbours. Here is Altman City, and it sits around 10 light seconds away from its star. There are perhaps only a handful of stations that have a vista as beautiful as this one, and the nearby planet just adds to the ambience. The local light source in its intensity gives an unusual coloration to this particular station, making it a rarity that few people will see elsewhere within human inhabited space.